Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Davey Deathray here. Hope you guys are having a great week so far. It is Wednesday, so it's time for a little late night with the Davey. I think this is episode 89. It's wild. We're just, 11 of these away from getting to that big 100. I still have no idea what I'm going to do for that stream, but I got to do something special and fun. So we'll figure it out. Hope you guys are having, a great Wednesday here as well. We are going to jump into the movie pretty quick here because it's almost 2 hours long. So I want to be mindful of the time and everything like that. Guys, I can't believe we haven't done this yet on the channel. When I looked it up, I was like, are you kidding me? There was one time where I went on for a stream about The Thing, and it was with my buddy Hayden, and that was like a year ago. Maybe it might have been a little bit more. It might have been like spooky season 2024, something like that. So, we talked about The Thing because it was his first time seeing it. I've been a fan since the first time I saw it. I was probably, 12 or 13 years old or something like that. The movie was filmed in my hometown. So we'll talk a little bit about that, as we watch the movie. And I know I've mentioned that plenty of times. But yeah, this is one of those films that I think is, by a lot of us horror fans, is regarded as one of the greatest horror films of all time. I've heard some people out there with a hot take that, they don't think it's very good or whatever. Maybe it just doesn't match their sensibilities. But this is one of those movies where even if I hold Halloween closer to my heart, because I love Michael Myers so much and just the whole, mystique of what was built in that movie, I do think The Thing is a better movie. Like it's much more impressive. And so it's like, I think I like Halloween more, but I can acknowledge that The Thing is a better movie. I don't know if that's weird. Let me know if there is some sort of, movie take or some sort of like, fandom take that you have that kind of puts you in that spot where you're like, gosh, I love both of these movies by this director and I know that one's better, but I like this one more. And how do we reconcile that in our heads? So yeah, I'm very, very excited to get to jump into this one. I've got a link down in the description if you want a link to a place where you can stream it if you don't have your own physical copy. I've got a physical copy, but I'm going to stream it just because it's easier when I do this kind of stuff with you guys. So yeah, a couple of housekeeping things really quick. I just want to say, guys, in the Discord, Erica works very, very hard for our sweet Discord. She put together all these channels, all this really great stuff. She's our queen mod over there. We love Erica. She jumps in over here as well and moderates and does a kick-ass job on the YouTube side. So kick-ass, in fact, that she is in very high demand. And, she's got some really great content creators that rely on her. So, that's why we don't always see her over here, but we love her just the same. She put in a lot of work setting up our Discord. And I just want to say, because I saw a couple things in there. We have a lot of fun in the Discord. If you've got something to talk about that's specific, look to see if there's a channel for the specific stuff. Because we just want it to be clean and enjoyable for everyone. And when I say clean, I don't mean like you can't make dirty jokes. I just mean, stuff situated in the spot where it belongs. I am guilty of making those mistakes from time to time, but I'm doing my best. Just want to remind you guys, if you're not part of the Discord, no worries. You can still join us over there. I can drop that link in the chat at some point. And then really quick, guys, before we get going, I'm going to have a sip of water because I'm already parched. Guys, what was I going to say? I was going to say something. Oh, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, hit the notification bell. That way, if I go live just out of nowhere or something, you'll get a notification. And then when I drop videos, you'll get notified as well. So think about doing that. If you're watching this after the fact, make sure you hit the like button as well. Hype the video if you're digging this kind of thing. And guys, I did just drop a, frame by frame breakdown of the Scream final trailer. Oh my gosh, I had to fight my computer on that one. That's why it's so late getting out. So my apologies. But if you could do your boy a solid and check out the vid and maybe even hype it. I think we've got a couple little things that I found in there that may be insightful, but surely don't spoil anything. So you can watch that breakdown and be free of any spoilers and all that good stuff. Okay, I'm gonna say what's up to you guys, and then we're gonna get rolling here. All right, so what do we got here? Antonis Andriotis, one of our great channel members. What's happening, Antonis? Hope you are doing well. We got Steph joining us as well. Miss Skittles13 says, would watch along, but Hey, no worries, Steph. There is a link pinned, or that's just down in the description. So if you follow the link that's in the description of this video, you should be able to watch along. So there you go. What's up, King Matthew? How you doing, bud? Thank you so much for joining us. We got Jigsaw hanging out. Guys, Jigsaw reached our super chat goal during the premiere of my Scream breakdown. So I'm going to give Jigsaw a shout out here. Shout out, Jigsaw. And then on the next pre-recorded video, Jigsaw is going to get an extra special little shout out there as well. So thank you so very much for making that happen, and happy hump day again to you. We got Adrian James kicking it with us. What's happening, Adrian? Hope you are doing well. This is going to be your first time. All right, man. I love it. I love it. I am letting the beard grow. Yeah, it's coming back. It is coming back for sure. And Micah, what's happening, man? Oh my goodness, guys, I was in a band in high school called The Cause, and I went to high school with Micah. So Micah is throwing, man, this is a deep cut, Micah. So good to see you, man. I hope you're doing well. Hope you and your family and everyone is doing well also. Are you still in Juneau? Are you living there? I'm just curious to know. I'm sure you can tell it can be a bit easy to lose track of everything. But if you're still in Juneau, then shout out, man. Shout out. The Thing was filmed right there in our hometown. Hope you're doing okay with all the snow they've been having there this winter. We got Jigsaw dropping a $2 super chat. That's right, guys. There is a super chat goal. That's just for fun. It's nothing, not a requirement. I'm still friendly and I still read chats from other people and all that kind of fun stuff. But I have seen like 1 million people going live with their Scream final predictions. We're doing a little something different here because there's so much of that Scream stuff out there. But if you do want a bonus late night Scream 7 final predictions live stream, man, that's a mouthful. Just like me. Then go ahead and drop a $2 or more super chat. If we get 10 of those, then I'll go live like not long after closing out over here. So again, not a requirement, just something fun we can do if you guys want a little something extra. There's also a poll in the chat there just to kind of gauge your guys' experience with The Thing. And then I'll be dropping some other polls as well. This movie traumatized me. Oh yeah, it is that kind of movie. Deep Sea, The Deep Wing. Yeah, it is man, this movie's hardcore. I mean, by the time I saw it, it wasn't like, I wasn't so young that it freaked me. Like, oh my God, if I saw this movie at like 6 or 7 years old, it probably would have given me nightmares. But I watched it at the point where I was, I'd already been getting into film. So I was primed and ready. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. We got Ghost in the Dark Hills. What's happening, Ghost? Hope you're doing well. It'll make you look at a lot of things differently, like being alone with a bunch of dudes in Antarctica. We got Jamie Hart joining us, our original Death Squad mod, our mama mod. What's happening, Jamie? Hope you're doing well. Also one of our channel members. Hope you're feeling better. It sounds like you're definitely on the mend, so I dig that. Love hearing it. We got Todd Bound hanging out. What's happening, Todd? Hope you are doing well. Great to see you. Look at that. G has been a member for a month. What's happening, Sean? Or G, as I will now be calling you moving forward. Yeah, man. Leering for 5 months, member for 1 month. Hey, fair enough, man. I'm happy that you are part of the community, and it's amazing. Every single one of you guys that drop super chats, or if you're a channel member or a Patreon member, or you gift memberships, and the moderators as well, what you give to the channel and the community, whether it's, financial or it's your time, which is, kind of money as well. And then of course our moderators, thank you guys so much. Everybody that contributes, we all play a part here. So yeah, it's pretty special. Had a husky named McCready. Oh, that's a perfect name for a husky. I love it. I love it, Todd. Look at that. Sean gifted a channel membership as well. Where did that one go? That one went to, let's see if YouTube will tell me. Lamontre Gillard. Oh yeah, Lamontre. Well, he's hanging out enough. It's high time that he get a gifted membership, right? Oh, Southern California for over 14 years. Hell yeah, dude. Oh my gosh. living out there in Southern California, that has got to be, I applaud you on, I would say you must be a hard worker, because to afford to live out there, it's got to be pretty wild, but man, it can be really beautiful too. I miss you as well, Mike. I hope you're doing well, man. Thank you so much for jumping in. I've been doing this YouTube thing for 2.5 years or so, and it's always really cool when somebody from Juneau pops in, to say hi and hang out for a little bit. What's happening, Aaron? Hope you're doing well. Great to see ya. Harry Butch is looking good. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Jamie saw this in the theater. I've seen on rerun, I've seen this in the theater. So, maybe within the last 10 or 15 years of my life, something like that. But yeah, not that I was born the year this movie came out. I think I was born maybe what month? I'll do all the deep dive digging once we get the movie started. But yeah, I was born the same year. So I think the movie came out in the summer. I think after E.T., right? Because E.T. came out and then this came out and everyone was like, ugh, how grim. It's okay. Movies can be grim, guys. Not every movie needs to be happy. 1982. Hey, I've dared not watch any Scream-related YouTube stuff or go in a Scream-related comment section lately. Yeah, no, I hear you. Well, I'll say this, Aaron. So far on my pre-recorded videos, I haven't seen anything. My channel is not nearly big enough to attract that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, I feel for the guys that have bigger channels, especially when they're going live and people could be saying, fake spoilers, real spoilers. Like, you can't even make heads or tails with it. And I will say this too. I've even been on streams, I've been watching streams where I've had to dip out because they won't say the thing that they've actually seen or heard, but they'll do this whole dance around it. Like they'll like frame the whole thing. And that to me is like enough. Like, I don't even want that. I don't even want it to be like, oh, and did you see the thing where blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, I don't want any descriptions, even if you're leaving character names out. Just ugh. So I'm not going to be doing that. But tomorrow, after I see the movie, 11 p.m. Eastern, we're going to have a full spoiler chat. So, just be warned if you haven't seen the movie and you jump into that one. It's all over the place that it's full spoilers, all that good stuff. But I hear you, dude. I've seen multiple streams today and I've stayed away because the last thing I want to do is jump into a live stream as an audience member and see that somebody's put something in the chat that just didn't get caught or didn't get caught yet. So I hear you. I totally hear you. I'm so happy to hear that, Jamie. You deserve it. And guys, Jamie and I are going to be on Chills and Thrills this weekend on Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to watch Evil Dead with Brett, and I believe Keelan is a permanent fixture. So I sure hope so, because I think Keelan's great. So as far as I know, it'll be Brett, Keelan, myself, and Jamie Hart. I know Jamie is a massive Evil Dead fan. Her fandom rivals mine, and I'm just going to give her the edge. She's got more experience. She's, been loving the franchise for longer than I have. She's seen all these amazing movies in the theater, and I found out about them in the friggin' 90s. So I'm going to give Jamie the edge on super fandom, but very pumped to have her join us for that. So keep an eye out for that one. If you're not subscribed to Chills and Thrills, give them a sub. They're trying to hit that 200 subscriber mark. So I think, right? 200? Is that where they're going for? 250? Something like that. Jamie, feel free to drop the link for the stream or even just for the channel here in the chat. We got Shitty Pickle. What's happening? Shitty. Hope you're doing well, Dane. Great to see you, man. Hope all is well in your neck of the woods. I don't know if winter is still kicking along for you. Out here in the desert, it's been like 80 degrees for almost the last week. But I know, I just thought this movie, it's the perfect time to watch this movie. We've never done it on this channel. The Northeast just got hit with all that snow and everything like that. And there's another reason why that I'm going to get into once I'm done saying hello to everybody here. Billy Judd, what's happening? Hope you are doing well. Didn't see this in the theater when I was young. I got the opportunity a couple years ago. Oh yeah. When I was living in Portland, I caught this one and I was able to catch Big Trouble in Little China. And then also, like, I saw, Day of the Dead, the original Day of the Dead. I think that was an original print of the film from back in 85. Whole bunch of great, like Evil Dead 2 I got to see on second run. It was great. Let's see here. Yes, Todd, your granddad owned that theater. That's amazing. Well, you know what? It's okay if mom was unhappy about it. That's why grandparents and uncles and aunts are there, to do some of that stuff that your parents don't want you to do, but you're still with an adult, so it's like, it's okay. You're just watching the thing. It's not a big deal. Heck yeah, man. Yeah, 11 p.m. Eastern, I'll be back. So, okay, we're all caught up. Excellent. Okay, guys, so there's another reason why I wanted to cover the thing. So we got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Number one, it's still technically winter. Number two, a large part of the population of the country just got hit with a massive storm. Number three, everyone's talking Scream. It's time to just talk a little something else. It's never a bad time to talk the thing. But there's a new documentary coming out. The folks over at Creator VC. They put together the Slasher Trash documentary. They've done all the In Search of Darkness documentaries as well. They put together these epic 4 to 6 hour deep dive movies, where they speak with not only the cast and the crew and the creators, but they speak with people who have gone on to, work in the industry or made their impact or were contemporaries of the people that made these films. And it's just a really cool step back into, either the production on a film or in, cases like In Search of Darkness, they're talking about multiple films. But here we go. We've got The Thing Expanded. I'm going to show you guys the website here. Let me go. I'm going to do this and that. There we go. So just like the Slasher Trash thing and just like In Search of Darkness, I have been asked to be an affiliate. So you guys know how I am. Full disclosure. Yes, there is a kickback to the channel for every time the link is used. So my affiliate link is in the description. I'm going to be doing other content with this affiliate link. Really, they give us all this great material and they're kind of like, it is what you make of it. And I just want to give you guys full disclosure that yes, I am shilling this, and I'm shilling it because I love what Creator VC does. I love the documentary work that they've already put out there. And oh my God, I love The Thing. It is so near and dear because it was shot in my hometown of Juneau, Alaska. Yes, they shot it up on the ice fields. I believe it was just behind Mount Juneau. So you can sort of see into Canada. It looks just like Antarctica up there. I've been up there, and when you look into the ice field, I've been on the mountain in the summer, so the mountain didn't have snow on it, but you can see into the ice field, and it's ice for as far as you can see. It's beautiful. And so the whole crew was there. They made it, they dressed it up to make it look like the South Pole. And they used to fly a helicopter to downtown Juneau for provisions like food and beer and all that fun stuff. So this movie's just a little more special to me. And fuck, dude, it is like a top 5 greatest horror movie. When people ask me what is the greatest horror movie of all time, this is the first one that comes to mind. Like, The Thing is the very first one. And I mean, there are some great classic horror movies. So anyways, I just wanted to show you guys, if you use my affiliate link, which is in the description below, you can, support the people over at Creator VC and support, the channel also. And so this is a pre-sale that they're doing from yesterday through March 24th. And then the digital copies of the film go out in April of this year. And then the physical copies start getting shipped out in May. So it's a pretty quick turnaround. So this is an awesome opportunity to get in. And I just wanted to show you guys a little bit about what they've got. I'm sure you've seen the ads on Facebook and everywhere else. But yeah, if you order through this affiliate link, you're helping out the channel, you're helping out Creator VC. And yeah, it's kind of a pretty penny, right? Like, I'm not going to skirt around it. It's $99 plus shipping for the physical edition. So you get a Blu-ray, you get a 32-page booklet, 2 posters, a sew-on patch, a certificate of authenticity. You get your name in the credits, which is really cool. You also get that digital download that's going to come to you, a month early before you get the physical edition. So you can actually sit and enjoy the documentary. And then, if you're the kind of person that likes to keep all of your physical media pristine, you never have to open up that Blu-ray if you don't want to, which is kind of cool that they give you that. You also get a digital copy of the soundtrack. So yeah, $99 plus shipping. If you want to get this awesome t-shirt, that's also like a commemorative piece, they bump up the cost, goes to $139 plus shipping, everything that was there before, plus a shirt. Now you can also go just digital for about $50. So digital download, your name still gets in the credits, which is pretty damn awesome. And you get a copy of that digital soundtrack as well. And I'll let you guys peruse the rest of the site as far as the packages go, because, you know, $1,500 for associate producer, it just keeps on going up, up, and up. And I'm not going to tell anyone what to do with their money. All I can do is say, hey, if you want this, here it is. But yeah, guys, John Carpenter, as you can see on the screen, John Carpenter, Kurt Russell is in this thing. I watched the 6-minute trailer and it just looks absolutely epic. Keith David as well. I mean, does it get any better than Kurt Russell and Keith David both being in this documentary? And then as you know, you get some of the other cast members as well. Thomas G. Waits, David Clennon, Richard Mauser, and then, you know, Dean Cundey's here also. Even Frank Darabont and Eli Roth show up with Guillermo del Toro just to, you know, just to talk about how amazing the movie is. So it's looking to be a really cool documentary. I'm sure there's a bunch of great insight in here for fans of the thing and fans of John Carpenter. So just wanted to share that with you guys. Link is in the description. Do what you may. If you feel like sharing out my link, then that's even cooler, because this is a great way you can support the channel, especially if you're going to get this thing anyways. Okay, so there we go. That's my commercial. I appreciate you guys sitting with me through that. Hopefully I didn't piss anyone off or anything like that. I did have somebody comment once where they're like, oh my God, I jumped in and it's this long for a commercial. And I'm like, well, dude, no one makes you show up. I'm sorry that you didn't like it, but you know, what can I do? At least I'm honest about it. I will say that. So yeah, there we go. I'll tell you guys when I'm shilling and when I'm not shilling. There we go. Okay, let's see what we got here. Paula, no worries about being late. You are all good. Let me see what you guys are saying. Just jumping in here. We got Joel from Darkroom Reviews. What's happening, Joel? Thank you so much for kicking it with us here. Oh, gee, you're in Saskatchewan. Oh yeah, I remember you saying something about that, because I read Farley Moat books as a kid, and he was he grew up in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. What's happening, Eli Cortez, one of our great channel members and Death Squad mods? Hope you are doing well, bud. Yes, make sure to hit that like button, all that good stuff. Absolutely. 29 degrees there in Western New York. Yeah, that's hardcore. This is shilling that makes sense. Thank you, Aaron. At least you're not trying to sell boner pills or something like that. Well, you know what is, guys, I'm always just going to be like, I'm not going to try to act like I'm not going to try to act sneaky about it. It's just like, hey, this is what it is. And I fucking love this movie. Like, the folks, I'll tell you guys this, when Creator VC reaches out, they're really sweet. They're always like checking in, asking how you're doing. It's not just some BS forum email. And then they ask if you want to participate. You know, it's not like, hey, you better say yes to this or it won't happen again. I even missed some of their emails about In Search of Darkness, like way back, and they still reached out another time to see if I wanted to participate in the last In Search of Darkness. They're very sweet people. I love what they do, and I love the thing. So it's not even, it's not shameless. It's not shameful. It's just genuine shilling. All right, let's see here. I convinced my brother to watch the thing after he borrowed my copies of Alien and Aliens. He doesn't even like horror movies. I also convinced him due to Carpenter and Keith David and Kurt Russell. Yeah. Well, and that's the cool thing about the thing, Shitty, is like, yeah, you can call the thing a horror movie. It is a horror movie. You could call it a sci-fi. You could call it a sci-fi horror or a horror sci-fi, but it's not wrong to call it a sci-fi movie, right? It's just, it is. So that's another clever way we can, you know, rope people into our way of life. Oh, all that good stuff. Okay, here we go, guys. Let's go ahead and get this thing rolling. Are you guys going to watch? Are you going to watch along? I hope so. I hope you guys watch along. I'm going to bring up the stopwatch here. There we go. We got 5 seconds on the stoppity watch. Guys, if you want to watch along and you don't want to rent it or you don't have a physical copy, there is a link in the description. You can just pull up another window of your web browser. You can check it out. I recommend using a browser like Brave because Brave blocks ads. Now, keep that in mind when you watch something on like Tubi or Pluto or even YouTube. You don't even have to have YouTube Premium. Brave will block the ads. So let's go ahead and get this rolling. Let me pull the film up here and close this malarkey that I've got floating around there. There we are. We got a handsome Kurt Russell here. Okay, guys, I'm gonna just get it queued up, and then we are gonna get rolling here. This movie is almost 2 hours, so let's sink in. Let's enjoy the atmospheric, paranoia, ridden. I don't even know what else to say. Just freezing cold. The movie just makes you feel cold. It's like a movie that you'll want to watch when it's chilly outside, or maybe during a massive heat wave. I don't know. But let me know if you're watching along. Let me know your thoughts on the thing. I'm going to pull up an IMDb and get some little factoids out there. And then you know me, I'm a trash bin of useless information. So I'm sure I'll have fun stuff to say as we go through. I'm going to pause the music. There we go. Should we get a drum roll going, guys? I love that they call that a drum roll, and it sounds like a hand drum. You know what I mean? I want to hear this one though, really quick. That's for the thing. The applause are for the thing, not for me. Okay, so the music is stopped. The movie is at 0 seconds. We're going to get this thing rolling. When the movie hits 5 seconds in, I'm going to restart that stopwatch. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, play. We are playing on play. I hope that makes sense. Here we go, guys. John Carpenter's The Thing from 1982 in 3, 2, 1, play. All right, there we go. Love these credits here. Just so simple. There's just something so simple about it. Ennio Morricone just killing it on the soundtrack, y'all. And this is one of those rare occasions where John didn't do the music for the film. I don't even know if John made an attempt to do the music, if that was ever on the table, or if he, let me know. Maybe I need to check the IMDb trivia right now, because he could have done a soundtrack or a score for this that, maybe just got shelved in favor of Morricone. The Rob Bottin work, we went past his name there. Dean Cundey behind the camera. I mean, the guy, the people that John Carpenter would surround himself with, not just the guys, but just the people in general that he would surround himself with. Just amazing performers and amazing folks, working behind the scenes in Hollywood. I mean, of course, you've got, Kurt Russell in this one. I mean, he's worked with Donald Pleasance multiple times, Dean Cundey multiple times. There is something about, the movie Halloween. How would it be remembered if it looked as clumsy as A Nightmare on Elm Street or as clumsy as Friday the 13th? It would probably still be remembered. But, when we watch Halloween now, we're like, what a beautiful film. And it's, Dean Cundey is the difference. Working with Deborah Hill, that's, another person that John worked with so much, and, so great at what she did. Love that they recreate the title card here from the original, thing from Another World, the Howard Hawks production. And a lot of people, I think the first few times you watch the thing, every time you revisit it, you're like, wait, this movie starts out with like a flying saucer crashing to Earth. It's such a small part of the story. And you remember seeing the saucer in the movie, but maybe that's just me. I've seen other people though that have like rewatched it. They're like, wait, what? The movie starts this way? And here we go. This is ice fields of Juneau, Alaska, or just on the backside of Juneau, Alaska here. Much safer than shooting in Antarctica, I would imagine. Let me catch up with you guys here in the chat. It's true. It's true. But my brain is a trash bin. I'll say that. Yeah, guys, it's amazing what it looks like up there. If you ever get the chance to visit, Juneau, Alaska, or really, I mean, anywhere in Southeast Alaska or anywhere where you can take these helicopter tours or walk on a glacier, like it is unbelievable. What's happening, Shay? Hope you're doing well, bud. Great to see you. Yeah, dude, Morricone, and for Morricone, it's different. That's the thing that I really like about it too. Like, if you told people it was John Carpenter doing the music, they would totally believe you. It has a Carpenter feel, right? And usually Morricone was, I mean, obviously he did like spaghetti westerns and everything. Those are the kinds of instrumentation and themes that he's known for, but also just known for being a little more flashy, a little more like boisterous. And then the reserve here. And you're right, Aaron. It sets the tone. That's the reserve of the music puts us in this ominous. We're already questioning what the hell's going on. Why are these guys shooting this animal? The sense of foreboding, right? We know something's not right. Is something not right with the men? Is something not right with the dog? And these beautiful wide shots here. Dude, Dean Cundey, to go from these wide shots to these closer shots of the gunman in the helicopter, this is great stuff. And shout out to the pooch. Also, I would imagine rest in peace for the pooch. Because man, some dogs, that the acting that this dog does in this movie, very, very good. Maybe not quite indie from Good Boy, but right around there, I would say, as far as pulling off what needs to be pulled off. Ah, the Norwegian sniper is named Lars. See, I've watched reviews of the prequel. I can't bring myself to watch it. It is basically beat for beat, a remake of this movie. They just call it a prequel because they have the Norwegian camp, but it follows the same beats. Kind of annoys me when movies do that, when they present themselves as something different. Here we got McCready playing the cheating bitch chess game. This is incredible. This is a computer, and all it does is play chess. So yeah, you are gonna lose if you have a computer that's made just for chess. And that's the appropriate response, is to uh pour the J&B whiskey in the hatch there. I thought I'd heard Carpenter attempted a stab at it. That sounds familiar to me, Aaron, and the reason why I didn't say any more is because I'm like, I don't know if they've ever publicly because the Lost Themes, I have all those Lost Themes records. They're amazing. And the way that those started out, where they literally were songs that John wrote for other movies, or his movies and stuff, that just didn't get used. So, but I don't know if he ever addressed, like, yes, this song specifically was for this movie. I don't think that's in the liner notes. But yeah, I would imagine he must have tried, right? It's got to be a cost saving, a bit of a cost saving device. But Ennio Morricone, come on. And then I'm sure you guys know that unused tracks from Morricone's score here were also then used for The Hateful Eight by Quentin Tarantino. And Morricone did the whole soundtrack for that, but they repurposed some music that never got used here in the thing. What I love about this cast of characters as well is, yeah, of course, Kurt Russell and Keith David are the two standouts. Wilford Brimley, I saw him a lot as a kid. He was on TV and movie shows or movie shows, yeah, movies and TV shows. And then he was doing the Quaker Oats commercials and diabetes and everything. Everyone knows him for that now. But he looks so different here without that mustache. Anyways, I love the crew here, the cast that we've got. It's all believable. Different guys that are from different walks of life, and all have their specific jobs to do and everything like that. And I love how it shows the breakdown through mistrust, the paranoia, the anxiety, the isolation, all that stuff. I just think it's orchestrated beautifully here in this film. It's the reason why we're still talking about it. Jigsaw jumping in with a $2 super chat saying nothing wrong with input, more input. All right, I'll give you all the input. All the input I got. Now that's a heartbreaker when you go to throw a grenade and it slips out of the back of your hand, and then your buddy's still in the helicopter. Oh geez. Yeah, no, that's a good way to lose an arm right there. Thank you so much for the super chat there, Jigsaw. Really appreciate you, bud. Pretty sure he's saying in, Norwegian, "That thing is not a dog. It is a thing pretending to be a dog. Get away from that thing. That thing is not a dog." Something like that. That would be the way to go. I mean, either way, however it was done, um, just expertly handled by these 2 guys. And man, that is a brutal headshot and really good, acting death there. Gotta love that McCready has not dropped the bottle. He knows that it doesn't have a lid on it, so he's, like, gotta be really secure about holding it, he's trying not to spill that whiskey, so he's prioritizing the right things there. The prequel is amazing. It's not a requel. I mean, it pretty much just it seems like it follows the same, dynamics, like, the same, like, kinda story rhythm. Um, I've seen, like, what it looked like before they did the digital effects and everything, and it's such a shame that they covered up those beautiful practical effects with digital effects. I'd be a lot I don't know why I had an accent when I said that. I'd be a lot more inclined to give it my attention if they'd kept the practical effects for real. For realsies. Better than Thor, the protagonist of Bad Moon. Oh, I don't know what that is. The protagonist. Oh, is it a dog? I've never seen Bad Moon. Sorry, I was trying to piece it together there, Billy. Sometimes I get a little foggy when I go live. I get foggy and I stutter. um, yeah, it's just like all of they did all that great practical work and just cut to cover it up is so sad. Oh, yeah, on a phone, it might be pretty tough, Steph. You might wanna I don't know if you have a laptop or a computer you could put it on. It is heartbreaking, man, and it's really good performances from all the Pooches, and it is one of the, most, like, shocking and beautifully grotesque moments in filmmaking history, I think. Antonis Andriotis dropping a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Antonis. Says, "Do you own the Scream Factory release?" I don't know which one I own, Antonis. I think I've just got your regular kinda standard, Blu-ray. So it's nothing too fancy or anything like that. I'm not sure when it came out, but it's your standard plastic case. I love collecting, like it's nice to have physical media releases that are, super sweet and steelbooks and all that kinda stuff. I guess I prioritize at certain points just having the film and not worrying about which edition I have. Um, but yeah, I certainly live vicariously through people that have a lot of physical media. Certainly do that. Yeah, I think Brimley I'm gonna pull up the IMDb, guys, so just give me a sec here. Dude, I think Aaron I'm not sure how close we are in age, Aaron, I'd imagine we're probably within a few years of each other. He's probably in his early 40s here. It's gotta be pretty wild. Let's see here. Excuse me, guys. Just imagine you're here in this, you know, on this research mission and to have your whole friggin' thing upended by mystery after mystery after mystery. And then by the time they figure out they're in the shit, it's way too late. Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna pull up Wilford Brimley. So Wilford Brimley was born in 1934. Okay, so he is 48. Okay, so he's in his late 40s here, right? Yeah. So he is 48. So, yeah, people just did look older, though. They did look older. They didn't take as good a care of themselves as they do now, for the most part. Get the hell away from it. That's a dog. It's imitating the dog. Yes. Get away, you idiots. Okay. Hey, I was close, Billy. For not speaking Norwegian, I was pretty close. Herbert, yeah. I want to come back now. I'm fine now. It's kind of like the Deadites in Evil Dead. I'm fine, Ashley. I'm fine. Unlock these chains. It's actually a remake of the original thing from another world, and it's good. The prequel is that the one you're talking about? I watched the thing from another world just for the very first time, I don't know, a month ago? I thought it was pretty alright. It wasn't obviously, it's a very, very old movie. It didn't quite I thought it was gonna be maybe a little bit bigger and better than it was, um, but certainly left a mark, man. I love the isolation. Riding on the wall. Rocking his, Stevie. Oh, 50, okay. Gosh, I don't know, for some reason, I just thought we were, like, right around I mean, whatever, we're still it's close enough. I guess, my oldest sister is your age, Aaron. I'm 56 and look younger than Brimley did in this. Yeah, I'll be 44 in May, so I will hopefully look if I make it to 48, hopefully I'll look, younger. Dude, the acting by the dog is so good here, like, I mean, and that's just Huskies have gotta be I'd imagine training them is relatively easy. They're smart dogs. Correct me if I'm wrong, that is Dick Warlock's shadow, I believe, in that shot there. And John Carpenter, the story that I heard behind it all is that Carpenter purposely wanted to use somebody that wasn't one of the actors. He didn't want us to be able to figure out from the profile. So he just purposely used someone that's not really in the movie. I'm 52 and I look okay. Oh my gosh, Jamie, you are beautiful, girl. Come on. Right back at you, Paula. Yeah, it's funny. It's like go back and look at so Otis Redding passed away when he was like 27. I think Jim Croce was like 30 when he died, when they, respectively both lost their lives in plane accidents, unfortunately. Um, or plane crashes, I guess. But yeah, Otis Redding at 27 and then Jim Croce at 30. You look at them and you're like, oh my gosh, these look like men in their mid 40s. I mean, they just look like grown ass men that had been through, they lived a life. We're so swaffed now, myself included. I'm not saying it, I won't say anything about anyone else, but I'll say that about myself. How about that? That's the way to be, G. I mean, there's certain times you got to be mature, but for the most part, just live a little. I don't know, Antonis. How old are you? I don't know. You might not be the youngest person here. Appreciate the confirmation. And it like I can believe it. Like, I'm like, I know I've heard that somewhere. And then when I see it, I'm like, that tracks. That does look like Dick Warlock's silhouette. And I'm sure, he was Kurt Russell's, stunt double for years. So I'd imagine he's there on the set doing stunts for I wouldn't be surprised if he did stunts for most of the men in this movie. Anyone that he has a body type that's close enough. So yeah, I thought when I saw the 2011 or everything I've seen from the 2011 prequel, they set all of this stuff up, right? So they did a really accurate recreation by the end of that movie. The compound looks like it does here in this movie. But I still felt like the way that they got there, very similar beats with the creature sneaking in, the paranoia, the the people that work as part of the team, like doing the tests, like not trusting each other. It all seemed very very similar. Yeah, huskies have got to be great to work with, I'd imagine. Very smart animals. This is one of the most, like, this effect here is just, every time I see it, it's such a, just the conceptualization, like the idea to do this frozen thick blood is so incredibly creepy. I can't remember. I know there's an X-Files episode that was very heavily influenced by this movie, and it has a lot of like this image here, like the slit wrist image, very similar, like frozen blood images. That right there, the 3 streams of frozen blood. It's just such a striking image, you know. Hey, we got Kelly jumping in here, one of our great channel members. How are you doing, Kelly? Hey, I am a May birthday, but I am a Taurus. So you're after, you're 22nd or after. Yes, Kelly. I am May 18th. That's me. That is me. Jamie's a Gemini as well. May 13th for Todd. There we go. Yeah, right here with you. I'm bald and my hair is mostly gone white, but my facial features look younger than my actual age. Well, there you go. Yeah, bald. I mean, people can start losing their hair when they're in their 20s, right? It's like, it doesn't even, you know, as far as I'm concerned, it's like, I don't notice that stuff. Maybe ladies do more, but I don't ever look at a gentleman that's lost his hair and think much, really. I suppose it could be, but they purposely didn't use that actor because they just wanted us to, you know, be guessing. Yeah, I like some of the performers. I mean, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, I like her. Who is the guy? Eric. Gosh, he's got like a Finnish or Norwegian last name. He was in Not Another Teen Movie. He's been in a whole bunch of stuff. He was in Beer Fest. I can't remember his last name, but I know he's in it as well. The blonde kid. God, it bugs me that I can't remember his last name. Somebody put it in the chat and make me do that kind of motion. Come on. All right, there we go. 19. And it's still like I'm in middle school. That, you know, that's totally normal. No way. Paul. One of our great channel members here, Paul Pietrzak. Hopefully I said that right, Paul. Birthday today. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Paul. Happy birthday to you. There you go, Paul. Hope it's been a good one, man. Hope you feel a lot better than what we just saw on screen there, which is looks like, you know, Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru took a trip to Antarctica there. Dang, I didn't even know. Oh, you know the character's name from the prequel, you're saying. I was like, man, Billy knows the character of like the dead guy. Like, damn, dude, you're a fan. Like, I ain't nothing. Antonis, I think these practical effects are some of the best we've ever seen. And I think the matte painting work is really, really good as well. Yeah, I just don't think it's not even the fact that the practical effects just look good and look like, you know, when you use the word believable with something as outlandish as this, and I don't know, never worked in the medical field. I haven't seen a lot of like real life body horror or anything like that, but just realistic as to like in your brain, it doesn't come off as like ultra phony, but to do it with something as wild as this, like with what we're seeing on screen right now, like this steamy ass monster, you know, just the creativity, the ingenuity, you know, just like I said, the conceptualization, just having the thought, you know, I don't think I've ever seen concept art for the thing, but I bet the concept art would be absolutely incredible. And I would imagine it has to exist somewhere. Hopefully that's part of the documentary. And if you're like, what do you mean documentary? There's a new documentary about the thing coming out, and I have an affiliate link. If you use it, it's down in the description. If you use it to purchase a copy, to buy a pre-sale copy of the documentary, it helps out the channel. So how about that? 5 hours of stories and info about the thing from the cast, crew, creators, all that good stuff. Kurt Russell's there. Look out. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Jamie. Yes. Eric Christian Olsen. Why did I think his name was, what did I say his first name was? I did say Eric, right? Okay. Yep. That's the one. Eric Christian Olsen. He is hilarious. I'm not saying he's hilarious in the 2011 The Thing. I just mean in the other movies I've seen him in. What's happening? Facci. We got Matt Facci, one of our great Death Squad mods, hanging out. Just watching The Thing, brother. Boom. Jigsaw dropping another $2. He says, here's number 4. Scream for more. And if you're wondering, what is Jigsaw talking about? I've got a super chat goal. And if we reach it, 10 super chats of $2 or more, if we reach it, I'm going to do a bonus late night for you guys. Everyone's doing these Scream 7 final prediction live streams. If you guys want something like that and we reach the goal, that's what I'll give you. But of course, not required, just a little something extra if you want it. This shit right here is so gross. Like imagining what this thing would smell like. All these, multiple like organs from, what does he say? There's a heart, lungs, kidneys, liver, intestines, but it's all like in the same spot, seem to be normal. That melted face, that is one of the awesomest images, man. It is crazy. I can't believe this movie wasn't a hit when it came out. I can't believe that they were so negative about this movie when it came out. It's a damn shame. Thank you so much for the $2, Jigsaw. Really appreciate you, bud. Yeah, Beer Fest is the best Broken Lizard movie. I mean, that's just an opinion of mine, but it's easily better than Super Troopers. And I love Super Troopers, but Beer Fest is fucking untouchable. Yeah. Yeah, they like they kind of like created their own genre. It's like, man, I don't think there had ever been body horror quite like this before. I could be wrong. I'm not saying that there weren't other movies that like pioneered some really creative special effects, but the amount that was thrown at the audience from The Thing, it is, it just feels like a totally different animal, the beginning of something new. If we didn't have, by the way, Fuchs, is that this guy, the redheaded guy, kind of a dick for being a jerk about the dog. I mean, the dog is pure evil or whatever these aliens are, but you don't need to be jerky to the dog. But yeah, this movie, I think it's, in a way kind of responsible for this really cool remake craze that we saw in the 80s. I've mentioned it here before on the channel, but 86 was The Fly from Cronenberg. That's a really, ambitious practical effects, gore heavy body horror, like, similar enough to what you see here, right? And then to even going from that, by the way, the acting is just incredible here by this dog. Whatever trainer he's looking at or she's looking at, this dog is just locked in. I mean, all the dogs are doing great, but just such odd behavior. But yeah, going from, so the Fly in 86 and then The Blob in 88 by Chuck Russell. So, I know those movies are a bit of ways away from this one in 82, but those three movies, they all seem, connected. They're all the remakes of these classic 50s, 60s sci-fi films, and they're all very body horror and, very grotesque, bloody films. This shit, dude, opening up like a flower. I think that is the creativity, I think one of the biggest parts of the creativity, sorry, my brain just had to think about it. Mixing like complex organic life, like a mammal, mixing that with like plant attributes, almost like the thing spreads like spores, like a plant with its spores. And this shit is just incredible. The whipping of these little rubber hoses. I'm guessing that's what they really are. You know what I mean? And these dogs fighting to get out. This is just heartbreaking. And it's spraying that shit on them. Just icky. I don't even know what that is they're spraying on those dogs in real life, but hopefully they got them a good bath after. I don't know what that was. If it's KY or some sort of petroleum jelly. Ugh. Ugh. Well, happy early birthday there, Deep Sea. It sounds hot too, Aaron. Obliterated the box. Yeah, had a wild date last weekend. Totally obliterated the box, if you know what I mean. You're very welcome, Paul. Yeah, so these shots here, when we finally get okay, I thought we were gonna get a good look at it there. I know it's a little bit later that we get the good look. Yeah, not sanitary at all. And they don't really even know at this point, do they? I mean, they're just it's all innocent. Insomniac013 says, I love the thing, but They Live is my favorite John Carpenter movie. Hey, fair enough. They Live is such a good flick as well. Can't really go, there's like 5 or 6 John Carpenter movies that you can't really go wrong with. If somebody said they were, that was their favorite of his, I'd be down. Get that fucking flamethrower, y'all. I bet, Jamie. My brother Matt saw that movie when it came out, and he came home and told my mom and I, it felt like as a kid, because I was like 4 years old when it came out. I remember him telling the story. I don't remember everything he said, but he was talking about pulling the fingernails off and putting them in jars and stuff. And oh my gosh, I was just like totally captivated. I was a fan of The Fly even before I saw it. I can only imagine what it was like seeing that in the theater. Holy shit. Okay, I think we're gonna get a shot here of the first like kind of flower shot. This shit is just fucking crazy. I don't know if that's reverse film right there, I would imagine. The tentacles like or the tendrils wrapping around the one dog. Oh, this is just so heartbreaking. Oh. And the puppetry, the effects they use for the actual animals is very effective because it makes me feel really bad. Like, and here we go. The thing is just like, this is why they call it the thing. What the hell do you call this thing? That shit ain't right. I love too that it's kind of obscured. We don't see everything they see, and I love that about it too. It's imagination. And it's ever changing. That's what I love about the thing as well. You see that eyeball? I think a couple eyeballs there. Guessing this yeah, a couple eyeballs there. This influenced Resident Evil in like the biggest way, I know. And then yeah, you've got that like plant. I don't know the terms. I'm trying to think of what the terminology is. But yeah, just opening up like a flower there. Very, very creative stuff. Thank you for the $2, Paul. Really do appreciate you, bud. Guy is sending in super chats on his birthday. You're too sweet, man. I hope it is an awesome birthday for you and your family, your loved ones, your friends. And I hope you've been able to spend a lot of the time doing what you want to do. And yeah, just enjoying the day, man. Yeah, and I recognize him from a couple other things too. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but maybe I can bring him up here on the IMDb. He's part of the documentary as well there, Billy. And yeah, guys, I thought I was going to be going through like more trivia. I'm just so engaged watching the movie, I can't stop talking about the movie itself, which I guess is hopefully good for you guys, right? License to Drive, he's the dad in License to Drive. Yeah, that's where I know him from first because I saw that movie before I saw The Thing. But yeah, My Girl, Risky Business, okay. And he's still doing stuff. It's incredible. Still rocking. This shit, this makeup. Now, talk about smelly. This must have been really smelly here. What the F are we even looking at right there? What is that? Is that like a femur mixed with like a face? The look on Wilford Brimley's face is like he's just so disappointed and grossed out. And then we have a commercial break. The commercial break fade out, you know? Oh, was it a Rick Baker thing? Let me know, Todd. Let me know. You don't put that stuff out in a chat and then not tell me who it is. Yeah, I remember they show that in the prequel. Yeah, hey, but I guess that's just kudos to the filmmaker or everyone involved in the project, in the product as well. Just for making us feel something for something that we know ain't real. It is, yeah, it really tugs at the heartstrings for sure. Yeah, the fight scene is hilarious. He says he didn't notice anything strange about the dog. What about the fact, like, I don't know, when I put it in the pen with all of them, it did act really weird. It didn't act like a normal dog. Carpenter has an incredible bomb to classic ratio. Yeah. He does have a couple bombs. I mean, at least this one bombed, right? But it's a masterpiece. So it's not like, it's not like it's Memoirs of the Invisible Man or something like that, or Escape from LA. I've never seen Assault on Precinct 13 either. And there's probably I don't know if I might have seen that Invisible Man movie when I was a kid because Chevy Chase was in it. And then I was probably confused that it wasn't funny. But sometimes you watch a Chevy Chase movie and you get confused because it's not funny. Because when he's funny, it's incredible. And then when he's not, it's very confusing. Winston. Okay. Yeah. He could be. He could be already a thing, and he could be trying to figure out. Is the thing aware if other people are also the thing? I guess it would be, right? So maybe he was just trying to gauge how much what's his face knew, or maybe he's not the thing yet. Yeah, they're purposely ambiguous in this movie, and I'm totally okay with it. Yeah, no, this is I mean, yeah, people put it in if this isn't in your top 5 when you're talking best horror movies of all time, then I'm guessing you just haven't seen it before. That would be, I would put this up against I think The Thing is better than The Exorcist. I think it's better than The Shining. I don't think those movies are bad. I just think this is better. This is more my flavor, I guess I should say. Yeah, I've seen some of those interviews and heard it was really rough on set. Was really tough working with him. Yeah, Chevy, is alpha. He's I need to be the funniest person in the room. I need to be the one that's getting the attention and the adulation and the blah 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 blah. I don't think Carpenter is necessarily exactly like that. But I would imagine when you're the director, you don't really want to work with somebody that thinks they're better than you. It can't be fun to do that. And You know, I wasn't there. I don't know. But just from everything I've heard about Chevy, it's very likely that that was the case. Really great matte painting there with the alien spaceship. Looks like a Carillion freighter. You know, almost looks like a Millennium Falcon kind of design to me. I guess saucer. And then another great painting there. I mean, even the way the lighting changes on the painting, that's pretty incredible. Like, this is really good stuff. And, you know, like 3D matte painting, like digital matte paintings look great. Like my brother does that kind of work in Hollywood, and they do so much more than just paint now. They, you know, a lot of times when you see like a train or a helicopter in a movie, it's painted in by an effects artist. And 3D matte painters more and more are doing those sorts of elements in modern film. But man, a real painting, there's just something so quaint and beautiful about it. I love it. Yeah. Well, probably most of the people that worked with him on SNL, I've heard horror stories about the way he treated those people, especially when he would go back to guest. I heard it was even worse. But also, you know, I'm not making an excuse for Chevy here. He abused drugs and alcohol, you know, pills and booze and other stuff for many, many years. That probably doesn't make you the nicest person. But I do think a big part of it's the comedian ego, you know. It's weird. Creative people can be weird sometimes. I've met people you'd think they'd be nice, and then you meet them. I'm talking about people that aren't even that famous, just creative people that are standoffish and weird. Voodoo bullshit. This guy's my favorite here, smoking weed. He's got his, you know, cut off jean, like the jean jacket with the sleeves cut off. So it's a little vest action there. Probably, you know, the guy I would hang out with, probably listen to punk rock and stuff like that. He's got a cool, like, wooden pipe. Yeah, let's touch some radioactive metal, guys. Although, who knows how long it's been buried there. Guys, back there in the hallway, are those the biggest canisters of ice cream you've ever seen, or what? Dirty drawers. I love that. That term, like to use drawers means underwear. It's definitely a regional thing, or maybe it's a generational thing. Jigsaw dropping another super chat. $2 says, here's 6, pick up sticks. All right. Well, shit, man. If we get 4 more, I'm gonna have to pick up quite a bit. I'm gonna have to have a cup of coffee and reload for another stream. How about it? Agreed. Agreed. My brother has like a old matte painting that he purchased. It's like one of the elements of it, and it's framed, and it's just got like it's like bluffs, like cliffs that would be on like a beach or whatever. It's really, really cool. Jamie says, when I was on Region Free, we did a bumper skit of the blood test scene, but used COVID tests. That is hilarious. I love it, Jamie. Oh, COVID test. I remember, like, man, you really got to stick that thing up there. I'm like, I'm crying, girl. Why'd you do that to me? Holy cow, G dropping a $2 super chat. We are getting even closer, guys. Holy cow. Oh, man, you guys are going to make me fucking work tonight. All right. Fair enough. I asked for it. I mean, I literally, you know, put it out there for you. Oh, yeah, I have heard that story as well, Aaron. Thank you for bringing that up, because I had failed to mention that. Yeah, I've heard those stories, because I think he did like a autobiography or something and talked about that. Yeah. That probably puts you in a spot where you have a tough time trusting others, and then also a spot where subconsciously you're like seeking probably approval and love. I think a lot of comedians do that. I mean, that you could take it a little too far. I've heard that about Conan as well. Conan's always got to be joking. He's always got to be the funniest guy in the room. I heard that about David Letterman as well. It was the reason why he was so weird with Bill Hicks and didn't air his stand-up. It had nothing to do with the network. It was a decision that Dave made because he felt, I guess, threatened by Bill Hicks's comedic prowess, which I think is, kind of silly to have that attitude. But yeah, artists are weird. Like, creative people, we can be weird for sure. We're just like everyone else. Some of us are assholes. I do think there's something to Todd, and I could be wrong. But I also think like maybe it's a New York 70s thing. Maybe it's like a black culture 60s, 70s thing, like something that was just, more prevalent in that, group in our society. I'm just pulling from personal experience. Like I'm thinking when I've heard that word used mostly, and it's like Southern or I've seen, black people use it. So I don't know. Maybe it's just a kind of a little bit of a, like saying soda or pop or Coke, something like that. Oh my God, Jigsaw dropping another $2 super chat. Says, here is 8. We staying up late. Oh man. We're doing the whole Freddy nursery rhyme, huh? Dude, do not leave. This is one of the things right here. I know I'm talking about everything except for the movie now. This is one of those things, man, when you're in this situation and these guys are experiencing weird shit that they can't quite figure out, and they already know that this is probably catastrophic what's going on to them. Potentially life altering for everyone on Earth is pretty much where Wilford Brimley's character is, getting to. You can't leave anyone alone. You got to be in pairs, right? You gotta. Oh, that's a good theory as well. G. Well, I know I think that's one of the reasons why he was like pill popping is the injuries and stuff. And then I mean boozing, just everyone kind of does it. But yeah. It's a shame because I do think that Chevy Chase, when he's on, just strictly talking about the performance side of things, I think he's one of, if not the funniest actors I've ever seen in my life. Like Fletch is untouchable to me. Vacation 1 and Christmas Vacation, untouchable. I mean, Caddyshack, incredible. This shot is so fucking disturbing when they finally go over. Now we know why the drawers are dirty. This shot is so just the most disturbing images, similar to what they did with like the dog earlier on, before the dog gets shot, and then the other dog that gets wrapped up in the tendrils. We see that again with I believe this is Fuchs, and that is fucking nightmarish. The look on that guy's face as he's being taken over by that thing. So gross. So gross. Oh, Fuchs must be somebody else because I just said Fuchs and I'm like, no, Fuchs is not the redheaded guy. Bennings, okay. I've seen this movie like fucking 20 times and I still get confused about the names. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe it's the cannabis. Maybe it's the fact that maybe I'm the thing. You ever thought about that? No, you didn't. And now you're infected. There we go. That's how that works. Yeah, I've heard about that. I'm Chevy Chase and you're not. I need to watch that. Great makeup work there with the hand. The hands are just these long, gross ass, twiggy fingers. Gotta love that sound here. How is this movie not a hit? How is it not a hit? What's going on? Paul dropping a $2 super chat says, we can do it, chat. And G's like, I'm gonna drop the hammer if I fucking have to. But Insomniac coming in here. Thank you so much, Insomniac. Dropping a $2 super chat. Doesn't even want to say anything, just wants to drop that too. Really do appreciate you, bud. And I know you've been in here a handful of times, but I think you're relatively new to the community. So just thank you so much for kicking it with us. And yeah, I really do appreciate the financial contribution. Means the world, guys, each and every one of you. Yeah, I'll have to check that one out, Todd, because I I do love him as a performer. I've always rooted for the guy to have a turnaround and kind of save his reputation a little bit, or just do what he could. I always root that people are gonna I'll call it a come to Jesus moment, although I don't mean that strictly in that sense. If that's how it goes, then that's how it goes. But I just mean that another colloquialism, just kind of having that realization that, you could have been better and you regret being a turd. Always rooted for the guy. What if? What if? What if? What if? Jigsaw sends in a $5 super chat, says Scream 3 soundtrack and number 10. There it is. Is that official? Have we reached? I need to go over to the YouTube side because I have to see the explosion of confetti that they put all over the screen. Let's see here. You guys are incredible. We've reached our super chat goal. Guys, it's been a while since we've reached one of these bigger goals. Again, it's all just extra stuff. I really appreciate you guys doing that. It's certainly not required to enjoy the streams here on the channel, but man, each and every one of you that have contributed and contribute through your memberships and all that, thank you so very much, guys. Really appreciate you. Let me throw some love on these super chats over on the YouTube side of things. I don't do that enough. There we go. As many as they'll let me. I'm going to put a little like and a little heart. There you guys go. Really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Crushed it. Look at that. And then while I'm over here on the YouTube side of things, we're in full shitstorm mode here on the movie. They are we're not even an hour into the movie, and fuck, dude, it's getting real. It's getting pretty real here. I wanted to touch on the poll that we have here. So what's your relationship with The Thing? 47% of you say that you've lost count. It's a masterpiece. You've seen it so much. 32% of you say you've seen it a few times. 12% say that it's an annual winter tradition, which I try to make it one of those for me as well. And then 9% of you say it's your first time watching. That's pretty cool. For the 9%, if you're still here hanging out, what do you think so far? Am I ruining it? Maybe. All right. Blair fucking with the damn helicopter. The helicopter. It's true. You're dead on, Insomniac. And it's one of those things where it's like, I do try to separate those things, the artist from the art. It can get really dicey depending on what kind of, stuff they did to earn that reputation. But I think in Chevy Chase's case, it's like, yes, he's a terrible dick. He said shitty things to people. As far as I know, it didn't get any worse than saying terrible things to people. Doesn't make it okay, but it makes it easier to separate, Oh, interesting. I did not know that, Billy. Was he after he had been turned into The Thing or before? I've never seen that show, but I've heard it's really good. That's probably, yeah. Well, yeah. And like I was saying a little bit earlier, Insomniac, it's like this movie really pushed it. Like this changed everything, right? I'm trying to think of a body horror movie before 1982 that left like an indelible mark that we actually talk about. I can't think of one. Doesn't mean that it doesn't exist, but I can't think of a movie that truly like goes like this. So yeah, this must have been truly shocking to audiences in 1982. This probably was like watching Terrifier 2 for them. You know what I mean? Going from Friday the 13th in 1980, which is kind of gory, to this a couple years later. Shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a fall winter movie. Yeah. I've never seen Lamb Fries. G. Underrated Chevy Chase movie. I'll say Dirty Work. It's not his movie, but he's in it and he's very funny. And I think Dirty Work is one of the most underrated, underappreciated comedies of all time. And I think it's one of the funniest comedies of all time. Norm Macdonald for life. Dude, Blair is so batshit now. He's shooting at everyone, and then he's throwing the gun when it's out of ammo. That's when you know you've extra lost it. Throw the gun. That's something Laurie Strode would do. In fact, Laurie Strode wouldn't even use the gun. She would just throw it or drop the knife. Yeah, Windows is having a tough time. We got Ben Grimm hanging out with us, one of our great channel members. What's happening, Ben? Welcome on in. Oh, yeah. Foul Play is really good, too. Yeah, Goldie Hawn is very charming. And Fletch, yeah, I guess, is Fletch considered like a more outlying Chevy Chase movie? Maybe like from within the fandom or people that are kind of our age, Jamie. I always think of Fletch as like to me, it's one of the big ones. But yeah, Fletch is not Clark Griswold. Like people don't quote Fletch the way they quote Christmas Vacation. And I mean, people don't even really quote the original Vacation, unless you're in the Conway family. If you're in my family, we quote the original Vacation all the time. Ooh, Modern Problems. That's one I've never seen either. Is that the one where he's got like telekinesis or something like that? Boom! Look at that. Insomniac 013 has become a YouTube channel member. Thank you so much, bud. Really do appreciate you. I hope you're a Scream fan, because this Monday we've got what we're doing this year. Insomniac is a horror movie club. So every other week we meet up for that. It's the members only live stream. And we've been, going through the Scream franchise. So if you're a fan of the franchise, check out those previous episodes. But this coming Monday, we're going to be dissecting all the themes of Scream 7. So it'll be really fun. If you're going to check out Scream 7 this weekend, jump on Monday and hang out with us. Hell yeah. Welcome to the Death Squad, Insomniac. God, this is like me walking to school as a kid. This is the weather. I mean, not really. It wasn't that bad, but there were times when the snow went up to my waist. I mean, I was a child, but the snow went up to my waist. Funny Farm is really good too. Yeah. Funny Farm's like a low-key Christmas movie, isn't it? Yeah. We wouldn't know. If you're a perfect imitation, you have to ask somebody. There you go, Doc. Keith David is just, by the way, I just got to say it, a mountain of a man in this movie. I mean, he's a big guy, right? Look how much taller he is than the next tallest guy. Yeah, this is I don't know what you do. Everybody stays in their own room and kills anyone that approaches them. I don't even know what's the solution here, right? There's just no solution. I need to revisit Foul Play. I don't think I've seen it since my 20s. I think I was in my mid to late 20s, something like that. Guys, who do you think did that with the blood? Who's responsible for fucking with the blood? The lock was undamaged. Seems like old times. I've never heard of this movie. Crazy. Yeah, she's very charming. He's very charming. And I mean, for him, it's probably an absolute blast getting to work with her. Charming and beautiful. Come on. What's happening, Gory Tiger? We are watching John Carpenter's The Thing. We're, almost an hour in. I got the stopwatch just right up there if you want to join us. There's also a link in the description to stream the movie if if you don't have your own copy. Oh, you're talking about the Rocky Mountain oysters. So who do we know that is taking over at this point? It's just the punk rock guy, right? I mean, when I say punk rock guy, I mean the guy in the jean jacket vest. Because Windows isn't a thing yet, because he gets attacked by a thing later. He's just fucking had enough. He's just gone crazy. Yeah. Yeah, dude, that's not going to work. Yeah, you already know he'll do it because he shot somebody dead earlier. This is great framing and shot setup by Dean Cundey right here. And another reverse shot is beautiful as well. Everyone's, right there in frame, in focus. This is like Spielbergian right here, which Dean Cundey worked with the Berg, as I call him. Yeah, Steven and I know each other on a personal level. Yeah, totally. Let's see what we got here. The Beast Within 82 and The Incredible Melting Man. I have seen The Incredible Melting Man because I am a Mystery Science Theater fan. True, that is what I think that's the original Melt movie, and that counts as body horror. I guess I'll say, I mean, I've never heard of The Beast Within, same year. I'm still going to give The Thing the credit for being the movie to leave that indelible mark. I just want to say indelible mark again. That's all. Norm is the king, but Artie Lang is a close second. He lives in the same city as me. What's happening, Shane? One of our great channel members. Hope you're doing well, man. Yeah, Norm. They're both so funny in that movie. Not a bad performance in Dirty Work. It's just beautiful. Yeah, Fletch is one of the most quotable movies I've ever seen. Fletch, yeah, Jason Lee in Mallrats as Brody reminds me a lot of Fletch. I really would have liked to have seen him play Fletch, but what can you do? Couldn't make it. When's the next banger watch party? Asked Teal Kit. And what are you watching? We're watching John Carpenter's The Thing. There's a link in the description if you want to join us. It's for just goes to one of those streaming sites. So if you want to catch up with us, and we got a stopwatch there for you. They are burning a heap of what used to be Bennings, I believe. Oh, Nothing But Trouble is really fun and fucked up. Yeah. Fletch, dude. I watch Fletch, no joke, guys, twice a year. At least. This is a great. Sorry, I'm just getting kind of sucked in. We just had this is like a State of the Union just for these guys, right? This is the McCready sort of checking in, like, hey guys, so this is where we're at. We're all fucked. We're gonna try this thing out, and that's pretty much where we're at here. He's got his own, leading his congregation, but also he's sort of like, I'm fucking done with you guys. I will kill every single one of you motherfuckers if I have to, because I don't like what's going on. I love that attitude from McCready, that he's sort of ready to be like, you know what, I'll just fucking end the whole thing, and then that's going to be that for this threat. Dude, $200 for Scream 2 in a steelbook? That's crazy. They're gonna do, yeah, they'll do Insomniac. Here's what you can do. I'm sure it would be cool to have that version that's, pricey. But they're going to put out like we'll get a box, right, of 1 through 7 probably on 4K. This is classic here, right? I mean, drawing the blood of each one of these members of the crew, trying to figure out what's what. Now, you think, oh my gosh, we must be sort of rounding the corner, right? We're going to find out who's who. This movie's going to, maybe it's got like a half hour left. Oh, no. We're like halfway through. This movie just gets more and more epic. And what I love about it is it cooks. You guys know me. I can kind of be, I call myself a runtime bitch, because when a movie feels a little too long, and it's so arbitrary, I know that. It's just, I have a gauge in my own head, and or maybe it's in my heart, and I don't know. You never know. A movie like this, hour and 50 minutes, I would take more of the thing if I could. And then I've seen movies that are like an hour 40 and they're too long. So it's all just how you present it. There's a great scene here where McCready's just giving his audio diary, essentially. This is what we did before YouTube in 1982. This was a podcast, essentially. Love the framing here in this shot. Like, you're expecting to see something on the left side of the screen walk in, but then there's this really beautiful blue light on Kurt Russell's face and blue on the right side of the frame, against the white. So again, we're getting the white of the snow, the blue of like that icy blue. And even here, you can see a little bit of that blue off camera on the lamp, on the forehead. It's very subtle here. But again, it's almost like the frame is split in half here. But Cundey's still using rule of thirds with that little sliver of brown. It's so good. I mean, this shot too. The background and foreground both in focus. There's a really nice depth in that shot right there. This guy just has no time for anyone. He just fucking doesn't want to fuck with you. And what a transition. Like, what an edit to that light going out. And here we're full blue. Full blue. Guys, Jigsaw has purchased a YouTube channel membership. So not only has Jigsaw been dropping the super chats all day, man, he dropped a super chat on my premiere for my Scream final trailer breakdown vid. Dropped a whole bunch today, just became a channel member. Thank you so very much, Jigsaw. Welcome to the Death Squad. Can't wait to give you a fun shout out on the next vid. I'm gonna embarrass the hell out of you, and probably myself at the same time, if I'm being honest. I had no idea Keith David was in Community. That's wild. He's so good. I mean, he's in They Live, right? And he's also Requiem for a Dream, I know him from. I mean, so much, right? Erica. I'm so happy you could join us for a little bit, Erica. I know it is late out there where you're at. Oh my gosh, you've never seen The Thing? Well, I'll say this, Erica. I think it might be too old for you within your parameters, but holy cow, this movie delivers on the gore and the blood. I actually just made a comment. Maybe you were actually on the stream when I made the comment, but when people saw this in 1982, it was probably as shocking as somebody never watching a horror movie and then watching Terrifier. Like, that's just how gnarly the practical effects and the gore are in this movie. This movie goes really hard. And Erica, I want you to know at the beginning of the stream, I gave a house cleaning message telling everyone that's on Discord to respect the fact that you put in time building all those channels on the Discord server and to do their best at keeping things, in the right spot over there. So we got you. We got you, girl. I don't know. I think that's a good question, Teal Kit. I think The Thing is most cracked, top 10 most cracked horror villains. I mean, I would say The Thing is one of probably a top 5 most dangerous horror villains. If The Thing ever got to a place of civilization, humanity would be finished. That would be it. Wouldn't even be close. Love to see if they did a sequel and it was like global catastrophe kind of movie, like A Quiet Place, but with the thing. That'd be cool. We are rocking and rolling, girl. And I didn't even say it, but Erica, obviously you can tell she's a mod. And she's one of our great channel members as well. And she's been a busy, busy gal, guys. Holding down the Scream chats over on some big boy channels for sure. Yeah, we got the timestamp right there, Teal Kit. So if you want to join us. There you go. Watches Fletch 3 times a year. It's Palmer. He got the keys when Windows dropped them when Bennings is assimilated. Oh, gotcha. Okay. And which one's Palmer? So I've seen this movie so many times. I still have a tough time with a couple of the names. Which one of the white guys is Palmer? Holy shit. Jigsaw gifting memberships, guys. 5 memberships gifted by our guy Jigsaw. And where did those memberships go? Let's see. You guys are amazing tonight. This is incredible. Thank you so much. Just you guys hanging out, showing up and hanging out, like that's the best, because it's no fun doing a stream and no one's hanging out. When you guys show up and then you're, throwing all the love out there, it means a lot. It really does, guys. It's been a weird year and a half for me. So Jigsaw gifted 5 memberships. They went to Todd Bound, Mr. BBI Strange Agent, Dennis in AZ. Welcome on in, Dennis in AZ. I am Davey in AZ. Cameron Stewart 5069, Jamie 1983, and Dark Heat 16. Ooh, Dark Heat. I kind of like that. Welcome on into channel membership, guys. Thank you so much, Jigsaw, for the generous contribution, man. Hell yeah. Got Erica throwing out that love. This guy looks like a grandma, and he's got a grandma sweater, and that's an odd moment right there, right? Is that guy Palmer with the sweater? Is he, so he's been assimilated, but he's trying to kind of act like he hasn't. It's a very interesting play by the thing there. It's true, Insomniac. I've stayed at my sister's house, house sitting over there, and they have the HBOs and they've got cable, and it is exciting to be ooh, what's on TV? I house sat for them in the summer, and I watched some movies I never would have seen, except for I was scrolling around and decided to watch them. Yeah. I mean, the television, USA Network is where I saw Army of Darkness the first time, the Friday the 13th films, a lot of the Halloween movies, stuff like that. Toxic Avenger, all that stuff. We got Jeff Overing jumping on in, one of our great channel members. What's happening, Jeff? Thank you so much for jumping on in. Oh, Men at Work's another good one too. Yeah. Both those Weinstein brothers like messing stuff up, don't they? Me and my movie. Yeah, you've got them. I think the thing, I'll say this, Erica, there have been movies that you haven't liked that I like. But I can see why you don't like them, because they're not giving you the goods to the amount that you want the goods. You're very open about wanting those goods. So, Hellraiser ain't happening for you. The Thing gives you the goods. There's certain things you're going to see in The Thing that no other movie is ever going to show you, because they could never be that creative. That shot of Kurt Russell in the room with the blue light, before they bust in, amazing. And the makeup here, how frozen he is. He really is at the point where he's he's the only one that he trusts, and he's fucking ready to kill everyone just to prove a point. It's incredible. Yeah, I don't know if I'd have the guts to hold a flare that close to a giant bundle of dynamite. It is. I think it is too. I agree. I think this is a movie like RoboCop that just gets better every time I watch it. The Fly and The Blob, those remakes, they're right there as well. They're lucky he didn't kill him right there. Of course, you got absolutely, Erica. You got it. Yeah, I remember the comic book and I remember the video game as well. Oh, Palmer's the stoner. Okay. Yeah. The Palmer's my guy. Rat bastard, and I'm calling him my guy. Yeah, he's just like, I'm taking this too. Yeah, he's not happy that Duder left him out there. That was kind of it for him. Yeah, USA Up All Night. Rhonda Shear, man. She was my main gal, and I think Gilbert came in a little bit after that. But when I started watching, it was Rhonda for sure. I'm still gonna say you should watch Hellraiser 3, Erica, because out of the first three movies, that's the one that has the most pinhead. That's the one that has the most gore. That's the one that I think is the sexiest. And it's fun. Like, but I know you're not gonna watch it, but you know, I had to say my piece. USA Up All Night. And she always had like Linnea Quigley on there with her too. It's so cool. What a time to be alive. What a time to be like an 8 or 9 or 10-year-old kid having a crush on these buxom blondes watching horror movies on cable TV. Dude, that scene right there where the chest just opens up, the teeth, and bites his fucking arms off. This is another moment you're sitting in the theater, this has got to be blowing your fucking mind. And then this fucking thing, the wispy like hair all over the entire creature, kind of like mimicking his hair, this head separating, like the green blood. It is just, oh, how do they even think of this shit? There's like juices popping out of there. Juices be popping, people. I mean, this movie, it's just fucking balls to the wall. And not just in spurts. Like when this movie isn't doing shit like what you're seeing on screen right now, some of the most like intense anxiety and paranoia and isolation I've ever seen. But this like puppet or robot, whatever this is, I'm guessing it's some sort of mechanical um creation that Botine and his team had put together. Just absolutely like I can't even tell how this is working right now. And then we're going to see the classic spider moment here pretty soon. The sound effects with the legs coming out. This thing is just fucking nuts. It is like a dream. It's like a bad dream. I think Joe Bob Briggs is all right. I like him all right. Monster Vision's cool. I was more of an Up All Night guy, but I still watch the Joe Bob stuff. Yeah, have I not done a Blob watch along yet? I can't remember if I have or not. You gotta be fucking kidding. Again, I'm just gonna say it. The ingenuity, the conceptualization. That's what I'm saying, girl. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I heard she's back. I've seen something about her coming back elsewhere also. Yeah, I need to check that out. Yeah, he's pretty fun. Monster Vision. I've watched some of the newer stuff on Shudder. It's pretty cool. In fact, you guys know Hollywood Lido that jumps up in the chat. He's been a guest on the channel as well. in one of those Halloween episodes on Shutter of Joe Bob Briggs, they go through like fan submissions of cosplay photos and they show off one of Leto's Michael Myers shots because Leto is a kind of a famous Michael Myers cosplayer out there in LA. People hire him to go to events and everything. He looks just like Dick Warlock from Halloween 2. Like is very close to Nick Castle as well. I'd say he's right there. So there we go. Richard Mauser just got his head blown off by, our Gary Cooper of the group. And shit's getting crazy here. Yeah, the Blob is really fun. I think so. The Thing and the Fly are both like a bit like darker. I would say the Thing and the Fly are, just kind of leave you with an icky feeling. The Blob, yes, a bunch of people get killed by the Blob. There's tons of gore and all that stuff. It feels a little more like pulp, science fiction-y, a little bit more fun. But yeah, the Thing, the Fly, the Blob, oh my God, amazing. Like what a trio of remakes from the 1980s. Proof that remakes don't suck. And proof that we've been doing remakes for a really long time. Oh, stop, Erica. You're not a fake fan. You know what you like, and I respect the hell out of that. These thumb cuts look excessive. I mean, they're very deep cuts to get. Like, do you really need to do that for the blood? And then also, I'm like, would the Thing even let you cut it? Although I guess maybe the Thing would like play along with that, and then as far as the reaction that the blood's going to get, that's just, it literally is just a reflex, I've never seen Flubber. It'd be kind of funny to see a mix of those two. That's an interesting effect. Like there's just a little capsule there, something like that. There you go. Yeah, it is really good. We can do that. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, it's I'd say Erica, if you like the gore, you like stuff like The Substance and all that and Terrifier, I think The Thing, The Fly, and The Blob are like right up your alley. I mean, if you like watch, once if the time comes where you watch The Thing, Erica, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, that the thing from The Substance at the end looks like that, because that's how like wild The Thing is. But every time you see it, it looks different. It's crazy. Massive Blob fan, Jamie Hart. We all know Jamie. Jamie won a one of our trivia contests, and I sent her a steelbook of was it a steelbook, Jamie, of the latest Blob release? I think that was the prize. I do the same thing with Jamie. Yep, I assume she's seen it. All right, guys. So we're doing our okay. So Clark is the guy from License to Drive that got shot in the head. And we're doing the blood test now. So they're testing the two deceased gentlemen here. And this is the price these guys are paying for this paranoia, right? So that's a real hand right there in that shot. Then they're going to replicate the exact same shot, but they're going to put a fake hand in place of the real hand. So they've already basically taught us to look at that in one way. Palmer knows exactly what's about to happen here. So that's the fake hand there. That might have been the fake hand in the previous shot. They might have been trying to, switching the idol with the bag of sand like Indiana Jones. And that is one of the greatest jump scares of all time. And a fucking earned jump scare, if I do say so my damn self. This is fucking crazy. Dude, the effects here, the eyes bulging, just all the bladders and everything underneath. This is fucking crazy. Oh, I mean, I've seen this movie so much. It was literally just a waterfall of blood over this guy's entire face. No, dude, you better do something. And then, oh my God, the way the fucking head just splits open, just becomes a Venus flytrap out of nowhere. Again, mixing in the mammal organic with like plant life organic. I love that. And sure, this might look a little silly, but there's something to me about the ragdoll, like Windows totally being a ragdoll to the thing, that's how powerful the thing is. Like, I love this shit. Like, this is fucking incredible. And he is covered in Schmucker's raspberry preserves. We didn't start the fire. This movie's fucking bonkers. I know, like I said, I've probably seen it like 20 times, but it's like, it's so much fun watching it with all of you guys. And usually when I watch it, right, I'm just watching it. It's boring. Like, it's fun to just be able to blah 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 as I watch. This motherfucker just got blown the fuck up, which is actually what you don't want to do with the thing, right? Like, the last thing you want is any of that stuff getting in any of your business. There's a wall is literally blown off the place. That room has got to be immediately freezing. And then Windows is already, he's like it's very interesting here the way that they have Windows behaving. I know it's probably like a puppet. That's why they only do limited things with it, but it's like a baby, right? It's like he was just assimilated. So he's like literally like a baby trying to figure out his limbs and just like moaning and groaning. And you just got to burn that fucker up. Yeah, I mean, he was well on the way, right? I mean, it was going to happen, yeah. With a name like Schmuckers, it has to be good. Well, it just depends. Sometimes I'm more chatty and sometimes I'm not. I try to be pretty chatty over there on Discord. It's been a while since we've had an honest to goodness watch party over there. Although I know I missed the one last night. My apologies. They did Bone Temple last night in the Discord. Pretty killer. And they show the movie. We get to show the movie on Discord. It's really cool. This is one of my favorite lines in the movie right here. He doesn't want to spend the rest of his life in this fucking chair or couch or whatever. And the rest of this winter tied to this fucking couch. Oh my God, it's hilarious. I love that the Gary Cooper, like the straight-laced cop guy, gets to have that amazing line. And again, another fade out to black. Very interesting. Like, it almost is every time they fade out to black in a movie, I just want to go, bye, Menon. That's just what I do in my head, or sometimes aloud. And Jamie, you're absolutely right. I'm so pumped that that it worked out that way. We're able to watch it where I know you guys are getting hit with that, stormy weather out there in the Northeast. So yeah, I think it is the perfect night. And then, we had the pre-sale opened up for the Creator VC documentary. So if you guys missed that at the beginning of the stream, I've been asked to be an affiliate for Creator VC. They do like In Search of Darkness, Slasher Trash, all that stuff. They're doing a documentary, a 5-hour film, doing a deep dive into The Thing called The Thing Expanded. And they've got John Carpenter is a part of it, Keith David, Kurt Russell is a part of it, and a whole bunch of other, actors, crew members, and then even some contemporaries just talking about, how important the film is. So it all just kind of came together. And if you're interested in the documentary, there's a link down in the description. Helps the channel and it helps the people over at Creator VC. Super cool. And I get to sit here and watch The Thing and talk about The Thing. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Like, this is a top 10 for me right here. And it's filmed in my hometown. That's pretty cool because I grew up in a 30,000 person town in Southeast Alaska. So I don't get to say that many movies were made there. Like, The Thing was made there, and a movie called Limbo with David Strathairn, and really not much else. What's that movie called? I think it's The Proposal with what's her face? It has some scenes that were shot here. And then I think there was a Baywatch movie that had a couple scenes that were shot in Juneau as well. I think I said here, but I meant Juneau. This is friggin' crazy. When we get to this point where it's like, how long has it been? And Blair, Blair carved this whole thing out and started making a spaceship? It's crazy. Like every time I watch this movie, I try to wrap my mind around how this would be physically possible. But I guess it's if he's the thing, then maybe it is. I don't know how you get he's got a really nice toolbox back there, stand-up toolbox, probably thousands of dollars, you know. Tied to this fucking couch. That's right, Billy. Love it. Oh, that's great. I can see Christian doing that. I'll have to check that out. What year was that, Jamie? Was it well, it was probably either 2020 or 2021, I'm guessing, because those were the heavy COVID years. Damn, snowblower repair. They've had so much snow in Juneau this summer or this winter. I think they had like 90 inches in like November, December. They're like people are like flying into town to shovel people's roofs off. That's how much snow there is, that there's a demand for people to shovel the roofs that much that people are coming in to do that job. It's wild. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, this movie, there's always something to like ponder that maybe you didn't ponder before or notice. Even if it's not just a story detail, even if it's just, you know, I've been talking about lighting, and so for whatever reason, like I'm really just, I am soaking in and just appreciating how beautiful the movie looks, you know? It's just gorgeous. I mean, and I'm looking, you know, I'm watching it on my laptop on like half of the screen. So, and it still looks amazing. That's Dean Cundey for you. So, OG Bloodline JP01 says, I have seen this movie. Hell yeah. And if you want to watch along with us, we got a timestamp right there and a link in the description where you can stream the film if you'd like, sir or madam. I have not seen the TV series. No, I haven't seen the TV series. You're talking about The Thing? I don't even know if I knew there was a TV series about The Thing. I'm trying to think of the last time I saw snow. Because I know you guys were just talking about that. There wasn't any when I went to Flagstaff, it didn't snow when we were there. Oh my gosh, I don't know, guys. The last time I was like actually in the snow must have been Portland, sometime back before 2019. No worries, Carrie. No worries. I hope the commentary went very well. And it's okay. You can mention Scream. I reached a super chat goal, so I have to talk about Scream after the movie's over. I am going to take a break and have dinner, though, guys, because I've not had dinner. So give me a break. Literally, give me a break. All right. So we're at the point now where they are just blowing up the place. You know, the survivors are kind of at the spot where they're like, look, we just need to cut our losses here. McCready's like, we're not making it out alive. So let's just make sure that this damn thing doesn't make it out either. And they are blowing up the joint. So their facility is going to look very similar to the Norwegian facility that, we saw earlier in the film. It's a very awesome, circular kind of storytelling. And yeah, guys, I put that chat up there. Brett from Good Rail Hunting and Keelan from Kill the Credits have got a thing called Chills and Thrills where they do watch parties exclusively on that channel. And Jamie and I are going to be over there Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern to watch the original Evil Dead, one of my favorite films of all time. You see it right there. And one of Jamie's favorites as well. So I'm excited. It's been a while since I've seen it, so it'll be great. All right, we are in the basement of the facility. This is where shit is really going to get crazy here. Can you imagine what this place is like when it's not, in the throes of winter? I would imagine they're in winter at this point, although I guess it doesn't matter. In Antarctica, it's probably cold a lot of the time. Yeah, Aunt Edna. We must have lost her somewhere near Flagstaff. I mean, I've watched those movies. I don't think we've done a watch party for any of those though over here. Mm-hmm. That they just have friggin', basically there's bombs rigged to their bodies here just in case. Yeah, I loved snow when I was a kid, and then you become an adult and it's a lot less fun when you have to do things and operate in it and you don't just get to play in it. Sometimes I miss it though, really. I mean, I think I miss the rain. Excuse me. I think I miss the rain more than I miss the snow, but what can you do? I was like, well, everyone else is talking about it. And then I jumped on here to do something totally different. But I put out a super chat goal, and Jigsaw amongst and with others just totally crushed that goal. So, got to give the people what they want, I suppose. And then tomorrow night, guys, I know I've said it, but tomorrow night, 11 p.m. Eastern, we're going to do a full spoiler discussion on Scream 7. This is a crazy effect, like getting the fingers underneath the skin. And it looks like it really looks like it's happening. I'm guessing that's just some sort of it's not gosh, I'm trying to think of like some sort of plaster or something like that he's getting his finger, some sort of like painted on like rubber. That is a fucking crazy look there, where the hand and the arm have just melded into the face and he's just pulling the guy away. That's fucking creepy. Just nightmare fuel the whole movie. Give me a break, give me a break, break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. Give me a break, woo, give me a break, break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. What does Andy say in The Office? Break me off a piece of that football game. Break me off a piece of that fancy feast. Dude, you guys can't leave each other's sight. Once somebody leaves your sight, you're like, that's it. And now it's turned into kind of a slasher, of this, a thing version of a slasher with Blair going around just picking people off one by one. Yeah, the new trailer looked pretty all right. I wasn't a fan of the last MK film. And I'm just sort of like, I have AMC A-list, so I'm going to see this in the theater. I don't know if I would if I didn't have something like A-list. Holy cow, guys, 30 people watching right now. Man, if you're watching, do me a favor, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. All that good stuff. We got the thing is fucking underground rushing at McCready. He's got to jump out of the way, even though it was kind of a little bit of clumsy look there. This right here, though, I think this is where we get a little stop motion. Yeah, that's stop motion animation with that giant tentacle that comes out. It's really cool the way they're working in actual explosions with stop motion puppets. And then that epic shot of the thing, like the profile of the thing, and now we're seeing all the creatures coming out. So like we got the dogs coming out. I even saw a little bit of the guy's like kind of red hair on the back of the thing's giant head. Now this is the point in the movie where in a lot of modern movies I feel like they would sort of lose it a little bit, and they he says, yeah, fuck you too. Such a great response. um Yeah, maybe it does kind of wind or, round out a little bit quickly here. But I think in a lot of like more modern movies, we see such a kind of a letdown at these crescendo moments. And here we've got, I mean, giant practical slimy monster, just gruesome and bloody all over, and then this massively epic explosion here. Like the whole friggin' base is just toast. And I'm noticing too this shot here. The camera's in a similar spot that Cundey put it for a lot of the establishing shots of the outpost during the day. So it's kind of cool going back using that cinematic language to go back and give us that shot we've seen before, but now we're seeing the destruction of the outpost instead of just taking a look at it from the outside. I've driven in some crazy weather in Juneau. I wouldn't want to do it in the city, but I feel better in the smaller area. Yeah. Seriously, I've driven in storms where they tell you not to drive, and I drove. I don't know why. But you just go slow. Yeah. Yeah. 4-wheel drive. I don't care if it's snowing 18 inches. Fuck it. We got Childs and McCready are the only two left here. Where were you? I was taking a shit. That's what he should say. What are you doing? Back there taking a dump? Antonis, I'm not the biggest snack guy. So I've been getting popcorn more often lately. Because since I have A-list, I can refill it. So I can eat it while I watch the movie and then have them refill it and go home and have a giant bucket of popcorn. Usually I sneak in candy. But lately, I have those nicotine. I like a little nicotine pouch and some water. I like doing that. They play this so well, man. And this is this moment here where these two characters are basically like, this is it. What do we do? Like, we're probably not going to make it out. And even if this thing still is walking around, there's nothing we can do about it at this point, because the cold is literally like killing them at this point. It's that cold. And this is that, one of the moments in film that fans are going to discuss forever. Who is the thing? Are either of these guys the thing? Are neither of them the thing? Are both of them the thing? And, people say that there are signs like Kurt Russell chuckling that Childs drank the whiskey there, but we saw the Molotov cocktail bottles. I thought they were labelless bottles that had the cocktails in them. I'm pretty sure that bottle, it still had the label on it. So I like that it's ambiguous. I like that John Carpenter's never said anything about it and won't admit anything. And there we go, guys. That right there on the screen, John Carpenter's The Thing in stunning black and white, a movie that ends making you still ask questions and not giving you a happy ending. Certainly a movie that hardly anyone was ready for in the summer of 1982. Unfortunately for Carpenter, you think that if this movie went as well as one would think in 2026 with the legacy that this movie has, if it went as well as we look at it, if it were as revered as much as we revere it back then, Carpenter might have had a totally different career. Think about that. Like, those are the things that I think about. I think about another big one is Romero put together Night of the Living Dead, and they put a copyright with the film. The person that made multiple prints of the film to send out everywhere. It didn't include the copyright. So Night of the Living Dead is technically public domain because of a mistake. And I just think, oh my God, maybe that's part of the reason why it's such a famous movie, but also I just think it's that good and was that, like, it came out at the right time and all that stuff. I'm like, what would have George's career looked like if he had made money off Night of the Living Dead, because he didn't get to make money off that original one? Not until they did the remake. I don't think he could make any money off of it until the remake. It's crazy. You think about how, transformative that kind of stuff could be for, someone's career. So I'm going to get the music going on back over here. I'm not trying to jump out right away, guys, but I do want to get back in here for some Scream 7 final prediction thoughts from you guys. I'll give you my thoughts as well. So I just want to jump into the comment section here. Let's see here. What do we got? And it'll be pretty brief, guys, because I'm going to try to get back here in like 40 minutes if I can. So, oh my God, more Aunt Edna. I don't have my glasses, but I love when she's like, "Do you like throwing up every 5 minutes, Claude?" And he's like, "Clark, I thought so." Yeah, she is. She's hilarious. Okay, let's see what we got here. Null's death was set to be filmed, but it was cut. I don't mind that some of them are off screen and those, like, I don't need to see all the Ninja Blair moments. Ninja Blair, it's like Linda Blair. No, but actually I did say earlier in the film, I would take more of the thing. If you had 5 more minutes of that movie, I would absolutely watch 5 more minutes of that movie. And I think they could fit in some of those things and maybe prolong a little bit of that, the climax of the finale, because it feels like the finale is going for almost 40 minutes, guys. It's an intense last act of a film. What's happening, Mark from Tales from the Shelf? How are you doing, Mark? So good to see you. I'm gonna do that. There we go. Hope you're doing well, man. I hope 2026 is treating you and yours well. I know it's like super wintry and stormy out in your neck of the woods, so I hope you're safe and work's going well and everything like that. Mark, we got to collaborate and do a little something together sometime very soon. I know it's been way too long, man. So let's connect. Let's put a little something together for maybe end of March, early April-ish. Give us some time to do a little something there. Let's see here. I had a girl, I almost said girlfriend. I had a friend that was stationed in Alaska for the Army. She said there were times it was easier to go work on a snowmobile. Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you don't like, you got to pick your spots up there in the AK, as they say. All right. Well, the remake is like, it's a prequel. So it leads into this movie, but it still feels like a remake just from everything I've seen about it. I've actually never watched the 2011 version, but I feel like I've seen it because I've watched so many breakdowns of it on YouTube. Light breeze on a warm spring day. Oh, are you what? I thought I saw something here. What did Erica say? Oh, she's a blizzard and I'm a hurricane. It's an hour 50, but man, it cooks. It really cooks, Erica. Hour 50 with credits and stuff. Okay, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up for me this time around. I do want to, hell yeah, Mark, I'm glad that you're down. I keep on, every time I see your stuff pop up, or, I even see some of the stuff that we've worked on pop up when I'm doing things on the channel, and I'm like, man, I gotta have Mark back on. I do like those versus battles that we do. Oh geez, raided by weirdos, so not a cool kind of raid. That sucks. Hopefully that doesn't happen to me here in just a little bit when I do that Scream final thoughts thing. Woo! Or final predictions. That is gonna wrap it up for this one, guys. Let me just really quick before you all go, I want to show you one more thing here. It's actually the same thing I showed you earlier. There we go. Guys, I have an affiliate link in the description below for Creator VC's new documentary. It's a 5-hour film about The Thing called The Thing Expanded. John Carpenter's in there. Kurt Russell's in there. Keith David. There's like a 6-minute trailer out that you can watch. This looks fascinating. I think like the insight that we're going to get, the stories from the cast and crew and all that are going to be really cool. If this is a movie that you dig and one that you hold in high regard, then visit the link that's down in the description below. If you end up purchasing a digital or physical copy of the film through that link, it benefits the channel. It helps the people over at Creator VC. And then you can see on the website there, Blu-ray deliveries May 2026. So pretty quick turnaround. And then April is when the digital copy of the film is going to go out as well. And if you purchase a copy, you get your name in the credits, which is really cool. There's a whole bunch of awesome purchase options there. So if you're super money bags, you can go for a super money bags package. Or if you're not much of a physical media person, you can still get a digital copy and have your name included in the credits as well. So super cool. Just wanted to show you that one more time. I'm not going to bug you about it anymore today. All right. And I do want to shine a light on the amazing folks that contributed here today. Jigsaw dropping a 2, Sean G celebrating a month of membership and gifted a membership as well. Jigsaw dropping another 2, Antonis with a 5, Jigsaw with 2, Paul with 2, Jigsaw with 2, G throws a 2 down, Jigsaw with another 2, stop me if it sounds familiar, Paul with a 2, Insomniac dropping a 2 as well, Jigsaw with a 5, and then it wasn't done, guys. It wasn't finished because Insomniac became a member, Jigsaw became a member, and Jigsaw bought 5 memberships. Oh my gosh, that is so generous and so awesome. It's rare that I get to run off that many amazing contributions from you guys to the channel. Thank you so very much. I love and appreciate every single one of you guys. Like, you have no idea. It sucks showing up to a stream where not many people are hanging, and it's been a long time since that's happened because you guys keep on growing this amazing community. It's crazy to think I've been doing this for just over like 2.5 years at this point, which is wild. But you guys are amazing. The channel members, Patreon members, our Death Squad mods, you guys are incredible. And you know what? If you're new or if you're just hanging out and you're doing the free stuff like hitting the like button, subscribing, maybe you're sharing the channel with someone who you think would dig this kind of content, that matters as well. So you guys are absolutely amazing. I'm going to close out our poll here. Most of you, 47% of the people that voted out of the 40 votes say that this is a masterpiece. 29% say they've seen it a few times. 13% say it was their first time watching. That's really cool. And 10% of you say, I do this every fucking year, bro. You ain't teaching me nothing new, Davey Deathray, if that is your real name. And no, it's not, but I could change that. Anywho, guys, I'll be back here in a little bit. I'm going to have some dinner. I'm going to be a total hot mess express coming through. And here in about a half hour, we are going to talk about our Scream 7 final predictions. So that'll be pretty awesome. I'm looking forward to that one. You guys have been beautiful. Thank you so very much for kicking it with me. If you have not seen my Scream 7 final trailer breakdown, you can check that out on the channel and let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I think that's all I got for you guys this time around. Love you all, and until next time, I've been and will continue being Davey Deathray. Take care.